So we're back. We're with Lieutenant Rachel Stanbro. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Major Richard Ball. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having
Sorry, you don't have any donuts. Melissa's supposed to pick them up, but she forgot.
Oh, that was a joke. Right? No. But she does bring some. Paula's are the best.
Oof, fattening. So we'll just get right into it. Ask you some questions. I've been dying to have you guys on. Cheese King is kind of hard to nail down. He doesn't.
Busy man.
Yeah. So my first question is, what should someone do if they're dealing with a hostile patient? Somebody's like off the wall, just
call a BERT. That's your first action. Call a BERT. What that's going to do is that's going to get the BERT team in action, and that's going to get police attention too.
Okay. So how do I call a BERT?
Right through the switchboard.
So pick up the phone, call the switchboard.
Yep.
Even if the veteran's in your face.
Yes. That you also have your panic alarms. Vocera. Anything like that. Yeah. Just get a hold of them. Get that rolling.
And if I don't have a phone or something, just maybe yell to another
100%.
employee. Hey,
100%.
call BERT for me, please.
Yep. 100%.
Do you think our veterans know what that is, the yellow BERT?
I think a few of them do.
Yeah.
A few of them have been around the block a few times. They know what you're doing. But even that initial call, that overhead page, for the ones that do know what you're talking about, that is sometimes enough to get them to calm down and to understand they went too far.
And we, I don't know if people know this, but we arrest people here. Like if they get in trouble, we have a cell downstairs, right?
We do. We have a holding cell.
Okay, that's good to know with Melissa. If we ever need to throw her in there. Good to know.
For sure.
And let's see. Here's another question. Let's say I'm working late. I'm a female, and I don't feel comfortable walking in the car. It's dark.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything
Sure.
you guys can do?
So male or female, it doesn't matter. You could be an employee, a visitor. If you want to call 28903, that's police dispatch, you can ask for an available officer to escort you to your vehicle. Or if you see one in passing, you can ask them, hey, I'm uncomfortable, do you mind? If they're available, they should escort you.
Okay. And do you think you get a lot of those calls?
We used to. I would say 6 or 7 years ago, it was a regular thing, but it's typically the off-hour tours. People are getting out at, midnight, 1 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they really need a walkthrough.
And it's mostly, I'm still parked out. I stayed late. I'm parked out in the E-lot.
Good.
They're the only car out there. It's on the other side of the facility, so.
Yeah.
I don't think our employees understand that you can't park in the patient parking lot. What are the repercussions for somebody that gets caught or continually parks?
So what we've done is typically our officers out there patrolling will issue a CVN, which is like a courtesy violation, and that's pretty much your warning, right? Like, hey, you shouldn't be parked here. I'm going to give you a break, just give you a warning, a heads up. If that action continues, then it'll go to something called a USD CVN, or United States District Court Violation Notice, and that's your actual hard ticket that gets prosecuted federally. On the administrative side, the administrators have decided that if they see a pattern and a trend and this continues to happen, they then get a hold of that information and they'll take it through an administrative course of action, which on the extreme side could lead up to termination.
Oh, wow. And then they can be fined too, right?
Yes.
Yep, the USD CVNs do have a fine, and if you're called to court, you will pay a court fee for that as well.
And any idea of what those fees are? So
they vary. They can be as low as $25, as high as $500.
Okay, so you guys are forewarned. Yeah. So if I'm a disabled vet, and let's say I work here, and I take the day off because I have appointments here, what do I do as far as parking?
You're not an employee that day.
You're long as you're,
if you are here exclusively for medical appointments, you can park anywhere you'd like.
Okay. And would you still give somebody a ticket because we have the parking placard?
And you wouldn't hang that. If you were parking here as a patient for an appointment, you wouldn't want to hang your employee.
Take it down.
Now, if you did park there and you left it there and you received a ticket, you could come down to the office and explain that to the officer, but it's best to just take that down if you're here for something other than work.
Because that's what you're looking for, is the placard.
Correct.
Okay, very sure. So, Has there ever been a time that either one of you felt uncomfortable or unsafe with a situation that was?
I'd say we respond to a lot of different calls here. Some of them can be very dangerous, but I also have a lot of faith in our team. All of our officers have an extensive background, whether it be from previous military experience or previous law enforcement experience. So it definitely helps. You have a good, strong team under you. So even when you're facing those challenging calls, you still have that heightened sense of alert, but you've got a good team behind you and underneath to help you out.
I know the last active shooter drill we had, I was following everybody taking pictures, and I got to see how you guys were in action, and I feel safe knowing that you guys are around. So I hope that never happens here, but
same.
Okay, so how long is the training period for somebody that wants to become a VA police officer?
So typically there is about a month time process prior to going to an academy. We do have a federal academy that's 7 weeks in Little Rock, Arkansas. So they'll be here at home station for approximately a month or so. It all depends on when the classes run. And they go through pre or post academy training. Then they go down for 7 weeks. Upon their return, they'll be assigned to a shift, and then they'll be put into like a field training program. And they'll remain in that program shadowing and learning for...
So they're kind of a rookie
Correct.
for a while.
Yep.
How long does that last?
That can depend on the officer. It can be shorter for some and longer for others. It just depends on the situations that you encounter, because there's essentially like a list that you have to touch on and train through before you can be released to your shift and on your own.
Good. And I know we recently had, how many new hires do we have? They were all working
Quite a bit.
the doors, right, for a while?
Yeah, we've had quite a few.
Yeah, we had quite a few. There's always some turnover mixed in there. You'll gain some, you'll lose some, but we're really trying, especially with the Evolve standing up. It requires more people, more positions. So, trying to bolster those wheels.
And most VA police, are they veterans?
Most, yes.
Most. That's great. That's good to hear. So I know we're narrowing down on the end of the interview. Do you have any funny stories, whether it's amongst you guys or with patients?
I mean, that's the one thing about our department that's really nice is everybody has a really good sense of humor, and they're able to play off of that sense of humor. And I know when I first started, I was probably 2 years into working here, and I was working an overnight shift. And the guys at the time that were working the overnights were pretty much like the jokesters of the department.
Right.
So my partner and I decided that we wanted to prank two of the other guys that we were working with, and we took one of our training dummies. It's like a 240-pound person, and on the 4th floor, we tucked him into a corner in a chair, covered him up with a blanket, and then called out that there was a suspicious person. But he was around like this little nook corner, and I'd set up a cell phone on the dummy so that as soon as they rounded the corner, you could hear them and they're talking, and it was just hilarious to see how they responded and then to actually see their faces once they saw the dummy, and then all I heard was, "Oh, Rachel."
I love it.
So it was really good. It was kind of like a training opportunity and a fun prank. So.
And I can imagine the high stress you guys are under. That if you don't have a thick skin, you have no business being probably a police officer.
Yeah.
Did you have anything you want to share?
Nothing that great, but a couple years back we had a new director that came in, and I saw the picture of him. They put out like a picture like through the email, so I had like a rough idea of what he looked like, and I went down to the first floor to get a cup of coffee, and I saw him down there and went up and introduced myself, and just
wrong guy.
Totally wrong guy. Wasn't him. Was not him at all.
Oh, I like that. I love it.
I was like, okay, well, it's nice to meet you. I'll be going now. So.
Well, we all have those moments. And all of us coming from the military, we all have twisted sense of humor anyway.
Yes.
So we just all fit right together.
Yep.
It's very true in a good way. All right, well, unless you have something else you mention, or
for me,
I will say the Kids Day though. You guys, you really put together
it's a lot of
pretty
fun.
cool things. So.
We really enjoy it, and I think I work with kids outside of here too, and it's just nice to kind of change their perspective sometimes, because I think a lot of times people see the police and they get scared, intimidated, and it's nice for them to see like a human side to it, that we can laugh and we joke and we care. We are just people like everyone else, so that helps.
And I'm sorry I interrupted.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, I know around here it's the big push is if you see something, say something. Don't ever be afraid to call the operator, to call the dispatch, to see one of us in the hallway and say, hey, I saw this, or, this may be happening or is happening. Just say it. Don't be afraid. And don't wait. A perfect example is a woman came in this morning through the Evolve, and she told the officer at the station, I saw, I think, a car broken into. Okay, where? Across the street. When? Oh, well, yesterday when I was leaving work.
Oh, it's too late.
Well, and it's now the next day morning. Like, you gotta say something as soon as you see that. So, yeah, just don't be afraid to reach out.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Glad to have you.
We're back.
Yeah. What'd you think? What did you think of the interviews?
First of all, Brent. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, what a nice guy. Totally, okay, he's coming to dinner tomorrow. Kind of person that you would want to have at dinner. And I was really thankful that you asked my Iowa questions, because I was like, he's not going to ask my Iowa questions.
And if you invite him to dinner, you better have a vegetarian meal ready, because
I know
that's pretty
I'm
cool.
okay with that, because, I'm trying to be better. My daughter's a vegetarian. She's actually...
Really?
If I say this wrong, do not send us hate mail, but she's pescatarian, which...
It sounds like
it sounds like
Presbyterian.
But it's not. It's I don't know. She eats like fish and chicken, I think, and then all the rest vegetables. Okay. So, I cook that. I can cook anything, but not corn this time of year because it's not in season.
No.
Don't buy that stuff at the store.
It's from Florida, though.
It's from Florida. It's not good.
Okay.
It's not Iowa corn yet.
So
anyhow,
So you should probably cook him a nice home cooked meal. He'd probably appreciate that, bringing it to him.
Yeah. Now is his wife here with him? I didn't catch that.
No. His in the interview, his wife. He talks about his wife, and she has a animal rescue.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
I bet he's like, why did you buy that dog from there, Joe?
Oh boy.
Just kidding.
I'm in trouble.
I rescued Dozer, so we're okay.
All right.
And then the VA police, very nice, easy to talk to. They remind me of like this laid back, like we carry guns, but we're gonna be nice to you.
All right, so I'm looking forward to summer.
Rain can stop, or we're never gonna get the backyard mode.
And I'm worried that I won't be able to find my garden through the forest of grass.
No gardens allowed. I cannot. It's just too much right now with this rain. I can't even plant yet. So, but I will say this: tune in to our next show. We're going to have a lot of interesting people. We'll see how that's going to go, and see you next month.
Yeah, and you're going on vacation soon.
You're
probably
Iowa.
on vacation when it's. Yeah, you really? You're going to Iowa?
So I am. I'm going back to settle my dad's estate with my sisters. So and my brother, Dean. But yeah, so we're gonna do that, and
we'll try to make the most of it.
I gotta give a shout out. I had a great niece born, and she is Ren Lee, and that's my great niece. And then I had great twin nephews born today.
Get out of here!
And it's Wyatt and Mason. And then just to say, I know that this isn't really cool, but Wyatt decided it was okay to go the natural way, and then they had to take Mason's C-section. I'm like, what a little turkey.
Wow.
Yeah, so that Mason's going to be trouble.
And how much do they weigh?
5 pounds, 8 ounces, and 5 pounds, 3 ounces, or something like that. But they were over 5 pounds each, and they're very healthy. That's amazing for twins, and they were like a couple weeks early. He only took them early, but good weight, good looking kids. They are not on oxygen or anything. They're doing good. So shout out to the family there. We have lots of greats, and it's just a lot of good stuff going on for summertime.
Yeah.
So I'll have a lot of visits. So thanks for watching.
Yes, thank you. We'll see you next time, and remember,
be safe
and be kind.
All right,
bye guys.